Academy. Yeah.
I'm Blair.
I'm Whitney. I am the pre-kindergarten teacher and the curriculum coordinator.
Today we're talking about the importance of letting kids dress themselves.
Okay, so when you wake up in the morning, you're running late, and then you're trying to get yourself ready, and then you have to get your kid ready. And then your kid wakes up on the wrong side of the bed and throws a huge tantrum about what to wear. So that adds another 15 minutes to your day. I feel like this all can be avoided by simply preparing and talking to your kid about the choices they're making for themselves when they're getting dressed. So as parents and even teachers, we're making choices for these kids all day long. What you're eating for that day, where you're going, what time we have to leave. Giving them the choice to pick out their own clothes and dress themselves is something that they can take control of, and that it makes them feel great and have that self-confidence, I feel.
It also cuts that time off of your morning because they have done it themselves while you're getting yourself ready.
For sure. There's lots of reasons why kids struggle in that area. I can remember the one behind the counter or the camera currently was a huge battler about what to wear. And sometimes it's about texture, so you got to pick up on where your kid is. She wouldn't wear anything that was more than 3/4 sleeve because it bothered her to have sleeves all the way down to there. So pay attention to that. But what I learned to do there is I set out 2 outfits that were appropriate to me. And that she agreed upon, because you know that even if you set out your clothes and you're super organized, which you probably do, but you set out your clothes the night before, you wake up in the morning, you're like, what was I thinking? I don't want to wear that. Well, kids do the same thing. So, 2, avoided a lot of coming to school in her pajamas.
Well, that and gives them a sense of self, individuality. So I set out, a couple outfits for my daughter, and somehow they get mixed up. We had tutus, tights, multicolored socks, different shoes.
Superhero shoes.
But she's dressed, and we make it to school on time.
And they're happy. You're not.
Right.
I mean, that's their whole beginning of their day. They're waking up, they have to get dressed. That's the first thing they have to do. And to have a huge fit, I mean, that sets the tone for their whole morning.
And
I
yours.
feel like, and mine, because I'm frustrated that she's throwing a fit because we didn't prepare the night before. And so with my daughter, we picked the night before, and she sets them in the same exact spot every evening, so that when she wakes up, she knows exactly where to go. And I don't care. Personally, I don't care as long as it's seasonally appropriate. And then another tip I have is if you're able to store like winter, summer, only put out winter clothes and then only put out your summer clothes on the racks, because I have not done that in the past. And I have her wearing Santa Claus shirts in July, and then I was
snow
like,
boots in August.
Yes.
Yeah.
So put that stuff away. That way they have one rack, one area to choose from. Keep all of their clothes on their level. That way they can do it. Let them take their clothes off the hangers and out of the drawers. Make sure everything's secure and safe, but let them do it. And
Do you guys take your kids with you when, do you let them pick out the clothes that they're going to buy, that they're going to be able to choose from?
Sometimes,
but
not all the time.
Yeah, that was such control. I loved being able to, pick what my kids were wearing, and I would make my girls, match and everything. I'm sure they hated it. But a lot of parents don't, so that's why I was asking.
Yeah, I do sometimes, just because my mom made my sister and I dress the same all the time.
You have scars and baggage.
Yeah, so, I do like to make sure they like what we're getting.
Right.
That way.
Because then it hangs in the closet, and I never choose that too. It's a waste of my money.
Right.
Yeah,
So.
But also, it's you know what your kids are into.
Right.
So if I have a variety of Avengers shirts, lots of Iron Man stuff, I know that Charlie's going to be just fine. He's going to have exactly what he wants to wear.
Yeah.
If I have lots of tutus and just girly frilly stuff.
Sparkly stuff.
Yes, sparkly.
Yes.
Then Mia's set.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that makes sense. That totally makes sense. I just wondered. I never did. As I got older, of course, but when they were younger, I was like, I'm the mom, and You know, I'm picking it out. I remember when I started potty training, this is the evolution of parenting because now all mine are gone, as you know, but when they were potty training, I like would put Ziploc bags full of outfits, like full outfits. Like, don't put them in orange pants with a green shirt, like recovering perfectionist, you know. But as they started, and after the third kid especially, it was just like, oh, you have clothes on, we're good.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, well, I mean, even in the potty training stage, I just tended to buy more of the colors that could go with
Yeah.
anything,
yeah, that's smart.
and
Same
shove the
sets.
cubby that way. That way, accidents happen. Hey, this still sort of matches.
Sure.
The same set of like same sweatpants, but all different colors.
Yeah,
That's it.
that makes sense. And just, you know, that's where a communication thing would come in with school. You know, I remember one time coming to pick up one of them that was potty training, and they were a mess. I mean, they were a mess, and we had somewhere to go, like,
Yeah.
right afterwards, and I thought, oh, God, they're going to think that, like, I don't take care of my kids. So that's where communication would be, hey, you can change their whole outfit today because we have somewhere to go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
That's
it's
true.
And letting them, you know, dress themselves, it also helps with the fine motor, the buttons, the snaps, and gross motor, you know, standing on one leg, trying to put your pants on, hand-eye coordination, doing all of that as well, too. So that's
Those
a
little
huge...
snap buttons are hard, too.
They are,
They
because
are,
they
yeah.
have to, sometimes they gotta suck in to
Yep.
get those.
Yep.
The
Yep.
ones that are really
Cognitive
hard
process.
are the
Yeah.
ones where it looks like it'd be a snap, but instead it's a weird clasp.
Oh,
It
the
goes-
clip and clasp
Yeah.
behind or front in front. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's tricky. I mean, if you know that and they're younger, especially potty trained, don't buy that. Like,
Yeah.
Don't
Bring
bring
your
buy
kid in
Elastic is
overalls.
best
Yeah.
for that.
Too.
Yeah.
And
Yes.
onesies.
And
Onesies are
onesies.
really hard for kids to use when potty
Yeah.
training. They like to do things themselves,
Yes.
so, you know,
Yeah.
Yeah, trying to
set
get
them
that.
up for success.
Yes, for sure. For sure. So there's lots of skills that you're teaching or your kids are learning when they're dressing themselves. One is cognitive process. We just talked a few minutes ago about buttons and snaps and pulleys and all that. I mean, that's certainly a math thing, a fine motor thing, which helps with writing. But it also can help them later in life because if you've been in a situation where you have to figure things out for yourself, you're more likely to be successful in all of your life skills. It's growing that cognitive brain, which is critical.
And it's also building self-confidence and self-awareness, self-esteem. It just,
And their own little funky selves.
Yeah.
lets them,
Have an identity.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, you know, Camden, when he started pulling his pants up by himself, he got really excited. I can do it. I can do it. I can do it. I don't have to do it for you. You know, we're excited. They're excited. It gives them that little extra boost.
yeah. And so later in life, with all that confidence that they've gained as a young kiddo, it will help them as far as going out into the real world and being able to assert themselves and do things on their own.
I can't wait to use this later in conversation. No worries, I've got this. I button my own pants. It's okay.
She let us pick her jacket. She let me dress. She let me wear this pink shirt. She let me wear a school shirt. It is part of a skeleton. And this is a snowflake. Love you, bye, Mama. Love you, bye, Mama. We have your chapstick, Mama.